Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Our today's topic is about acid, bases, and salts. Acids and bases. Now, the general definitions: acid, any substance which, when dissolved into the water, produces hydrogen ions, that is H positive, and base, any substance which, when dissolved into the water, produces hydroxide ions, that is OH negative. Or acid produces hydrogen ions in aqueous solution. Base produces hydroxide ions in aqueous solution. A substance that neutralizes an acid, metal oxide, metal hydroxide, metal carbonate. Properties of acids and bases. Acids have sour taste, bases have bitter taste. Acid neutralize bases. Bases feel slippery. Acids release hydrogen gas when added to an active metal. Bases neutralize acids. Aqueous solutions of acids are electrolytes, that is, they conduct electricity. And aqueous solutions of bases are electrolytes, they also conduct electricity. What are bases? All alkalis are bases. Bases are substances that react with acids by absorbing hydrogen ions. The oxides, hydroxides, and carbonates of metals such as sodium hydroxide are bases. Some bases are soluble in water. These are called alkalis. All alkalis contain hydroxide ions, that is OH negative ions. The more OH negative ions in the solution, the stronger the alkali. Now, alkalis. If a base is soluble in water, it is called an alkali. All group 1 metal hydroxide are alkalis, that is, the element present in group 1 are metal hydroxides are alkalis. An alkali is a soluble base which produces hydroxide ions, that is OH negative ions, in aqueous solution. That is, when the bases added in water, they give OH negative ions. These are called alkalis. Sodium hydroxide is an alkali because it dissolves in water to produce hydroxide ions. In group 2, CaOH twice, SROH twice, and BaOH twice. Chemical properties of acids. With metals. Metals above copper in the reactivity series will react with acids, giving off hydrogen ions, forming a salt. For example, when magnesium reacts with sulfuric acid, it forms magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. With bases, metal oxides and hydroxides, the base dissolves in the acid and neutralizes. A salt is formed when acid react with metal oxide, a salt and water is formed. For example, when H2SO4 react with copper 2 oxide, it forms copper sulfate and water. With metal carbonates, effervescence occur, salt, water and carbon dioxide gas is produced. When acids react with metal carbonates, it produces salt, water and carbon dioxide. For example, when HCl react with calcium carbonate, calcium chloride, water and carbon dioxide is formed. Now the chemical properties of bases. Neutralization. Ammonium salts are decomposed when mixed with a base. Example, sodium hydroxide. The ammonia is readily detected by its pungent odor, that is a strong smell, and by turning damp red litmus blue. Sodium hydroxide react with ammonium chloride. Sodium chloride plus water and ammonia is formed. Ionically, NH4 positive react with OH negative, water and ammonia is formed. OH negative of the base take H positive from ammonium and produce water, and as a result of it, ammonia gas is liberated. This reaction can be used to prepare ammonia gas and as a test for an ammonium salt. Neutralization reactions. It is exothermic reaction. When a hydroxide is mixed with an acid, OH negative ions react with H positive ions from the acid to form water. For example, potassium hydroxide, that is KOH, react with hydrochloric acid, that is HCl. Potassium chloride is formed and water is produced by the reaction of H positive of acid and OH negative of base. Similarly, when calcium hydroxide, that is CaOH twice, react with sulfuric acid, that is H2SO4, calcium sulfate and 2 molecules of water are formed. The OH negative of base combined with H positive of acid and water is formed. Now indicators, a substance that changes color depending on the pH of the solution, or called indicator. For example, base turns red litmus into blue and acid turns blue litmus into red in color. Acids turn blue litmus paper red and bases turn red litmus paper blue. Methyl orange. In alkali, methyl orange turns into yellow. Phenolphthalein solution In acids, phenolphthalein becomes colorless, and in bases, phenolphthalein turns into pink color. Strong acids with weak acids. Strong acids ionize strongly and completely and release a lot of protons. Weak acids dissociate incompletely and release a smaller amount of hydrogen ions. A dilute solution of strong acids, they are completely dissociate and gives H positive ions, while weak acid do not completely dissociate. HCl is a strong acid. When it dissolves in water, it is completely dissociate and gives H positive ions and Cl negative ions. While acetic acid is a weak acid, it, it shows incomplete ionization and give a small amount of H positive ion. Strong acids and bases. Strong acids more readily release H positive into water, they more fully dissociate. For example, H2SO4 gives H positive and SO4 2 minus, that is when H2SO4 dissolve in water, it dissociate to give 2 proton and sulfate ions. Strong bases. Strong bases more readily release OH negative into water. They more fully dissociate. For example, when NaOH dissolve in water, it fully dissociates into Na positive plus OH negative. Now the strength versus concentration. A strong acid can give high pH value of its dilute. Concentration refers to how much acid is dissolved in water. A strong acid will completely ionize but can still be dilute. For example, the weak concentration of ethanoic acid, it is concentrated ethanoic acid in which a large number of ethanoic acids are present in water. Large number of ethanoic acid molecules are present in water, and it is a weak dilute ethanoic acid. A small number of ethanoic acid present present in water, only few molecules of ethanoic acids. Now it is a strong concentrated hydrochloric acid. A large number of hydrochloric acid present in water, and it is a dilute hydrochloric acid. Only few molecules of hydrochloric acid present in water. Now it is concentrated hydrochloric acid and it is dilute hydrochloric acid. Now the basicity of acid. It is the number of ionizable H positive ions present in an acid. For example, HCl is monobasic. It ionizes to produce 1 H positive ions. When HCl dissolves in water, it produces only 1 H positive ions. H2SO4 is a dibasic. It ionizes to produce 2 H positive ions. When H2SO4 dissolves in water, it gives 2 H positive ions. And H3PO4 is tribasic. It ionizes to produce 3 H positive ions. When H3PO4 dissolves in water, It gives 3H positive. Now, basicity of an acid. It is the number of replaceable hydrogen ions in one molecule of the acid. For example, HCl is a monobasic, H2SO4 dibasic, and H3PO4 tribasic. What is an oxide? An oxide is a compound of oxygen and another element. For example, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, calcium oxide, carbon monoxide, zinc oxide, barium oxide, and nitrogen oxide. Metal oxides, when dissolved in water, produces hydroxides and its pH is greater than 7. And when non-metal oxides dissolve in water, produces acids and its pH is smaller than 7. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.